It's another wine steward video. Welcome. And you have it from me that we're going to make these things shorter so more of you will feel like watching them. How about that? No more of this 30-minute long drill. I'm going to cut that in half. In fact, let's take it down even further. Let's do a 10-minute video today. And the way to do that is to pour myself only one glass of wine. Instead of pouring everything for myself and you watching me sniff and sip and spit, one wine. That's my promise. How about that? This smells very good. How many minutes do I have? I better get going. So, wine bar menu for the week. It's perhaps my favorite of the year. I don't know why I'm saying that. I just feel happy today about everything we have opened up for you. The menu is printed. We decided on the sequence, and this is going to be good. Now, we're going to start with an old friend, a sparkling wine from Champagne. Therefore, we can call it Champagne. You mustn't call any other sparkling wine Champagne. Any other sparkling wine that does not hail from that part of northern France called Champagne. Here we go. De Sangal is back. Remember this? We were big on this during the holidays. In fact, over the last year and a half. Well, we finally have some again. And if you are celebrating your kids being back in school, you should have some De Sangal champagne. That's not what's in this glass, but let's just pretend, all right? De Sangal. De Sangal. It's good. I know it's a funny name, but it's real champagne. It's good shit. Mad. It's good mad. That's good, whatever it is. Now, the white flight of the week is fun. And by the way, we have candles. Look at that. New candles for the wine bar. Very exciting. I know, we're just coming up with material somehow. The idea behind this white flight is that all of the wines are especially aromatic. There's got to be a theme, right? All the wines are from France, or all the wines are from Argentina, or they're all made of Chardonnay. This time, it's all about smelling your wine. Will you please smell your damn wine? Let's smell all 5 of these really quickly. No, I'll just smell this one while I tell you about these 5. We're going to start here. This is made by a dude named Chris Christensen, an African-American winemaker, vigneron, we could say. He's very into medieval history, hence the appearance of his label design. And whereas he's a Sauvignon Blanc specialist, this is in fact Muscat Canelli. Now, there's an attorney who has an office right across the back parking lot from us, Chris Schlees, and he owns the vineyard. He is, in fact, the dude who operates the fruit source for this up in Lake County. Sandy Bend Vineyard is hereby featured in Bodkin Muscat Canelli. Now, Muscat might have you running for cover and terrified because you expect Muscat to be sweet. This one is dry. And Muscat is rarely effective when it's dried all the way down to 0% residual sugar. This is one of the rare ones, perhaps the only one I've ever had, a dry Muscat Canelli that works well. Muscat Canelli, my first love. It's the first time I truly loved wine was when I smelled this stuff, not necessarily his. This would have been 30 or 35 years ago when I first smelled, oh my God, Muscat Canelli. I think I like wine. I was a newbie and I was all of a sudden way in. So come get nostalgic with me. Try this very nostalgic looking label, Muscat Canelli by Bodkin. Second wine up. Where is it? I don't know. What are we doing second? I can't remember. I don't see the bottle. This is terrifying. I don't see the bottle, but I know what it is. It's a Vermentino from Sardinia, Italy. Limizzani Vermentino. We've gotten you into Vermentino. You guys get it now. We did a whole pack of Vermentinos about a year ago. 2 years ago, we did a sampler of all Vermentinos. We want you to know that wine because we think a lot of you will like it. We know all of you can pronounce it. And that's kind of the market's answer to getting a consumer into a wine. First of all, the product has to be good and then hopefully pronounceable. You can say Sancerre, you can't say Puy Fumé, right? You know, these wine regions should name themselves accordingly, make it marketable. At any rate, Vermentino is coming from Sardinia, Italy. You will like it, even if I can't find it. Third wine up, Octubre, this guy right here. Octubre? What does Octubre mean? Sounds Spanish, doesn't it? Yes. This is a Spanish word for October. And it's just suggesting that this is when the producer is finally done with harvest and they are ready to drink some Octubre. This is going to be half and half Viura or Macabeo. They call it Macabeo here, Macabeo. And the other half is Garnacha Blanca, one of our absolute favorite grapes. It's a beautiful blend from Catalonia. That means Eastern Spain, a part of Spain that doesn't always want to be part of Spain. But anyway, Octubre is a very nice round white. So the next white in the white flight of aromatic whites is going to be Cluzel. We like this producer. This is a husband and wife team of winemakers and growers up in the northern Rhone of France. Cluzel. And what you see in big bold letters is the name of the grape, Viognier. You don't often get to see that on a French wine label, but in this case, this is kind of the declassified stuff. They make Condrieu, that would be a location for the greatest Viognier in the world, and just outside of that area is this area called Collines Rodanienne, where they just named the grape. What the hell? Because this is a price point down. This is for consumers who kind of need to see the name of the grape. And once again, a lot of people are shy about Viognier because Viognier has this way of being too much of a good thing. This is the kind of Viognier that should have you coming back to this varietal. Beautiful stuff. Really good Viognier. Fragrant, but not stupid. All right? Voila. And finally, the final wine in the flight is going to be this wine right here in my glass. Why did Jim decide to make this the only thing he's tasting on this video? Because this kicks ass. This is a Grand Cru Riesling from Alsace, France, Eastern France, and the more site-specific name would be Frankenstein. Can you see that on the bottom? Frankenstein is one of the crus, one of the Grand Crus of Alsace. In other words, this came from a very, very important plot within the region of Alsace. It's so revered that it has been granted Grand Cru status, and Grand Cru stuff usually sets you back well over $30 or $40. This one's in the 30s. It's kick-ass. It's dry Riesling, so don't be afraid. Come try this. It's grown in granite, and it is damn good. All right, so that takes care of the aromatic white flight. Do you smell your wine? We hope you do. If you don't smell your wine, you are not going to fully appreciate that white flight. The rosé of the week. This is served only by the glass. You have to order a whole damn glass of it, and you will not mind having a whole glass of Clos Alivu. This is from Corsica, which is, owned by France. It's the northern part of Corsica. It's made entirely of a grape called Neoluccio. God bless you. And it is going to be otherwise known as Sangiovese. Most of the wine geeks think Neoluccio is the same as Sangiovese, but when you grow a grape in a certain place that's kind of like stranded and apart from another place, it becomes its own grape. It kind of mutates over the years to its own clone. So yes, there's aspects of Sangiovese here, obviously in rosé form, but it really is its own thing. We can call it Neoluccio, whether or not you say God bless you. Okay? Oh, that Riesling is fine. All right. We always do a red wine by the glass as well every week. We want you to ponder an entire glass of something. This tasting thing, it's kind of for the birds, Your palate is asked to do a lot when it's subjected to 2-ounce pours of things. I mean, you want to taste a flight, right? You want to go wine tasting and try this and this and this and this, and maybe not just this. But if you do order a glass of this, you will fully know this beautiful Pinot Noir by Adam Webb of Cochon. Cochon is Adam Webb's winery, and it is 100% Pinot Noir from the Anderson Valley, from the deep end of the Anderson Valley. That's kind of bootling. Have you ever heard of bootling? We can get into that some other time, but this is beautiful Pinot Noir that we will put in a Pinot Noir glass for you so that you can fully appreciate the aroma. Don't just drink this wine. Smell it, smell it, smell it. That's what Pinot's for. That's why God gave us Pinot Noir, so that we would use our God-given noses. There we go. Cochon Pinot Noir. Gorgeous stuff. Now, we have a red flight to tell you about, and, well, we need a theme, right? What's our theme going to be this time? Blends. How about we pour 5 wines in a row that are all blends instead of being varietal. Varietal would be when you see the name of a grape that dominates or is 100% of that wine. And in this case, we're going to promote the idea that sometimes wines are better when we do some blending. Let us go first to Washington State, a place we like to go to for wine. We find great value there and character. And Wine number 1 will be a wine called Proprietary Rocks. Ironically, this went to the California Wine Club recently. The California Wine Lovers Club received a Washington State wine, and they often do because we get such great value from there. And people tend to understand the domestic, dark, rich, fruit-forward flavors of that place, and the value. I mean, we get such good wine from there for the money. This is Malbec, Merlot, and Cabernet Sauvignon all put together. Proprietary Rocks is wine number 1 on your red wine flight of blends. Wine number 2. Let's go to Spain, shall we? Let's go to Rioja. Now, most of us know that Rioja is the land of Tempranillo, but sometimes Tempranillo gets a little help from its friends, the same way Cabernet up in the Napa Valley gets help from its Merlot and Cab Franc peers. This is going to see a good amount of Tempranillo, but it also has help from Graciano and Masuelo and Garnacha and something else I'm not remembering right now, but it's got it in it. Marques de Murrieta Reserva Rioja. Ole. Good shit. And then wine number 3. Well, of course we have to do this. This is what's a wine bar flight without a taste of Domaine de Plus de Vie, the wine that we had asked to be made for the wine steward. We had a little hand in it ourselves, but Adam Webb, the guy who makes that Cochon wine over there we were talking about, kindly made this for us. This is going to be 60% Carignan and 40% Mourvèdre, as grown on very, very, very old vines, ungrafted, on their own feet, one might say, up in Oakley. So only about 30 miles that away from here. So pretty damn local, right? Domaine de Plus de Vie. And the label design is by Jason Cryer, just so you know. You can have him design something for you. He's a great designer and a great guy to my daughter. So anyway, it's all in the family here. Domaine de Plus de Vie. Let's go to France, shall we? I like going there. This is from the crater created by a meteor, believe it or not. Yes, the vineyard lies in a crater that was created by a meteor thousands of years ago. And so the winery borrows from that idea. Domaine des Météores, I'm not gonna say it right. And in fact, the nickname is Perseid, like the Perseid meteor shower. This is going to be Grenache and Syrah. The other way around, Syrah and Grenache, I think. I don't know, come in, we'll talk about it. Good stuff from Fougères, that's in the south of France. Finally, this wine tastes beautiful, it smells beautiful, and yet it may be very, very unfamiliar with its crazy smells. This is back to Washington State for top source. It's 70% Syrah, 30% Grenache, Garnacha, whatever you want to call it, and it is, psst, hey buddy, it has something to do with Cayuse. Cayuse is wine that costs $150 a bottle. This does not. And yet there's a family resemblance because this was made within that family. At any rate, cool stuff. And in fact, I do like to pour it cool. So we're gonna have these wines, especially on this warm weekend as things are warming up, at a, let's say, cellar temperature, okay? That's how reds are gonna taste really good this weekend as things get hotter outside. Take your reds straight out of your wine cabinet and have them at that temperature, say 58 degrees, all right? So how about that? Let's see, we did, well, I guess, not quite half the time, but 13 and a half minutes ain't bad. Have a fantastic weekend. Come and see us. Congratulations to parents who have their kids back in school. And play hooky. Come in here. We'll see you on the wine bar mezzanine. Mezzanine. I don't know how you... Anyway. Oh my God, that Riesling. You gotta have some. Cheers.